In addition to direct political control over the bureaucracy by the executive and legislative branches of government, administrative accountability is maintained indirectly through organizational structures and processes, professional values within the organization, and the momentum of organizational memory and practices. The most frequently used mechanism of administrative accountability is reliance on formal organizational structures and processes. In fact, much of the reinvention of government aimed to achieve greater personal accountability through flattening organizations and increasing the discretionary authority at the lowest levels of the administrative hierarchy. There is significant importance in creating personnel and organizational accountability through appropriate structuring of administrative processes and systems. These, in addition to organizational design and operations, play a central role in achieving administrative accountability in the policy implementation process. Let's discuss some of the major organizational controls that are relied upon to achieve this result. One way of creating administrative accountability in the implementation process is to rely on policy coordination and control. Chief executive officers can do this by establishing a centralized policy advisory committee, which may consist of department directors or personal policy advisors. The most common mechanism of organizational control is exercised through the budget process. The chief executive officer for most jurisdictions in the United States has the responsibility to organize and present an integrated budget request to the legislative body for deliberation and approval. This responsibility enables the chief executive officer to maintain accountability of the administrative agencies by controlling the initial request for their annual operating budgets. But budgetary control is not limited to the chief executive. Since no public agency can spend any money without legislative approval of funds, the legislative body plays an important role in using the budget to maintain organizational accountability during the policy implementation. Administrative accountability cannot be maintained without control over the individuals who carry out the work of organizations. The continuity and predictability that the civil service and merit systems, as well as public unions, play in the policy implementation process is important. This is an important part of what accountability means. Finally, most jurisdictions rely on a centralized organizational structure to maintain accountability in the policy implementation process. Despite the best organizational and political efforts to maintain accountability over administrators during the policy implementation process, we have not eliminated the need for the exercise of extensive administrative discretion. The growing recognition of this necessity has shifted attention away from relying on mechanisms of external political and organizational accountability to those that depend on the bureaucracy to police itself based on a set of broad legal rules established by the legislature.